In this episode, it's all about TV shows and movies. What have we watched? What have we seen? How have we felt about it? If you want to hear, keep listening.
Welcome to the podcast where it's all about living your love story and making your life and world a story where love wins. My name is Siena.
And my name is Toast. We've been partners in life, love, and music since 2001. Welcome to our podcast.
And welcome to Toast Bossing Siena Around Show.
This is another episode of the Giggle Fest. It was
No, it's
almost
not.
gonna
It
be.
is not
It was
a Giggle Fest.
Almost gonna
I
be.
have to give the people a break.
We got a request to turn the laughter into a ringtone. And by laughter, I'm
It's
referring
the cackle.
I'm referring to the laughter at the beginning of episode 107. Real lesbian couple answers questions. It was an avalanche of unexpected laughter.
I remember the laughing, but I don't even remember why we were laughing.
Do you want to
kinda
know
remember?
why? I remember.
Why were we laughing?
We were laughing at ourselves.
Oh, because we had nothing to share.
We were so boring. We were laughing at how we were trying to be interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it was really sad and pathetic and freaking funny how we're not. All right.
And yet somehow people are still listening to the podcast.
Some
so
people
thank you
are. Some
for
people
showing
are.
up and for listening to the podcast. We know that there are so many podcasts out there.
I know. You know what's so funny is that...
Wait, isn't this kind of loud? It's kind of
you
like...
can turn the volume
Hold on.
down with that little silver knob there.
Okay. How about that?
When we first started podcasting back in the 2000s,
Early
we had to
2000s.
explain to people what a podcast was.
Yeah. I remember
And
you
now-
explaining it to me.
Yeah, and now
Everyone has a podcast.
everyone on every street corner has a
know.
podcast. So.
Yep. That's true.
But this one is...
But thank God for podcasts, especially now,
Oh, yeah, totally. I love podcasts.
It still serves as an avenue of connection.
Exactly.
And so that's why we keep doing it. All right. So today we are talking about various TV series and movies. And it's really just telling you and sharing with you all just the stuff we've been seeing lately. But the reason why we're bringing it up and thought that it would be nice for a podcast topic is because, okay, I'm going to just say.
Say it.
Like
I don't even know what
Toast-
you're going to say. But just say it.
Sometimes Toast has judgment on my TV watching and my movie watching because I really love shows and movies. And anytime she's giving me like the judgy eyes or like a judgy tone or a judgy comment, whatever it might be, I always just like slam her down with an analysis of whatever character I am enjoying in that moment. Because truly, it's, although we can watch TV and movies to zone out and to numb out, and yes, I have done that, and I will continue to do that here and there. I really, truly love visual, and I love a great story, and I love learning and going on the ride of a character's journey. I love that. Love, love, love that so much. And so I just have to say that. Okay. And I guess I could have said that without blaming you. but I always have to well, maybe not always, but I do always give you like that.
You feel like you
I
have to defend yourself.
I defend myself because it's not just I'm watching TV. Let me tell you about a character and let me tell you why.
Let me help you appreciate what I appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I appreciate it too, but
it doesn't hold your attention though. You cannot sit there and watch. Because like we said before, you're like, oh, that's the lady, right? And I'm like, no, that is not the same lady. oh, they look exactly alike. And I'm like, no, one's blonde, one's brunette. Like, but you somehow still think that's the same lady in this scene. I don't know. Anyways. Okay.
I think, here's my theory.
I need a coffee sip. Go ahead.
I think that the way I allow myself to be affected and caught up in a story requires more
Watch
of
out now.
the
Watch out
theater
now.
experience of it's a dark, there's nothing else going on. You can't get up and do a bathroom break, really. Like, you came here for the express sole purpose of sitting and being enthralled and captivated by this story.
So you're like a little kid. Like, you have to have the guardrails on.
I think
Like,
so.
because you're
Like,
going to pick up your phone and look at Twitter.
Maybe
Right?
that's it. Because
Like, you need
remember,
it dark. You have to stay in your seat. There's intermission coming, and that's when you use the bathroom. You cannot get up.
Yeah.
Anytime sooner.
well, remember when we did an episode about the was it a documentary? Yes, it was a documentary. I forget what it was called, but it was about Fred Rogers. It was about Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
And we went to the theater with our friends to see it. And it
you
kind of
boo-hooed.
slayed me.
Yeah.
You were, I was caught off guard.
You were
My
like
eyes were all
moved.
puffy at the end
know.
because it just affected me so much. And I know that if I had been sitting in the living room
It wouldn't have had the same.
with kids playing outside on the street and you know, it was on Netflix and I got up every 2 seconds to make popcorn or whatever, because that's how you generally watch TV when you're at home, right? It's not the only thing you're there for. It's not special enough of an occasion. If I had watched that same exact movie under those circumstances, I don't think I would have gotten 50% of what I got emotionally.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. So I think now moving forward, when you commit to a show, let's make it dark. Let's see if that helps your
kind of like when
your
we
process.
were watching Game of Thrones or The Handmaid's Tale. It
Yeah.
was an event, and we knew it was coming in the calendar,
Right.
and we planned around it.
That's true.
And
Because you
we
were present
said,
for those.
Yes,
Yes, that's
yes, and I was able to
very true.
get something more
Also,
out
too,
of it.
you are not a binger. You cannot. You have to take
Right.
it week to week. You cannot do. You can barely do the one episode.
And I think it might be because I prefer to experience
You savor
that stuff.
You savor.
Yes, like I
you savor.
want the experience to be intentional and intense. Mm-hmm. And if it's just going to be not like skimming the surface and stuff, then it's like, never mind.
Well,
I don't,
now I don't just skim the surface though, even though I like the opposite.
But you do fast forward through parts. You're like, I don't care about this subplot. I'm going to fast forward. So that's kind of skimming, right?
Well,
We're not, by the way, sidebar,
Well,
we're
here's
not
the
even
thing.
getting to the main topic yet.
I am committed. If I watch a show, I'm not going to just throw it out because I'm like, okay, this is not worth my time.
See, I would.
If there is a character or a storyline that I'm invested in, I will and have fast forwarded just to follow that particular storyline. I have done that.
So you'll stay loyal, not to the show, but to a particular storyline.
A character or storyline. Okay. Yes. Do I do that often?
Got it.
I do it enough, but you know, I just love that, even going broader, that when you are watching a series or a movie, I just love that is the result of someone's dream. You know, someone who's like
Yes.
thinking about the person who created it.
Yes.
And from the first inkling that they even got the idea, like, okay, I want to, what if I wrote a series on this? The first time they ever thought of the idea, and then what it took to actually flesh that idea out, and then to pitch it, and then to get it, for someone to buy it or to say, yes, we're on board, and then to pick and create the team that actually makes it. And so to me, it's big, it's like, it's amazing. It's like, wow, that's someone's dream.
Yes.
I love that.
I am so impressed that any movie gets made at all. Honestly, like all of the logistics and everything that needs to go
involved,
into making a movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that's
and
why
how are they doing it now, right? Because some things have picked up in production during COVID.
Yes, I actually heard from a friend.
Sorry, that's
hello?
me. Sorry.
All right. Oh, sidebar again. The episode we mentioned earlier in this episode about the Mr. Rogers documentary was episode 20. Won't You Be My Neighbor? The Mr. Rogers Neighborhood
Okay, great.
episode.
Will you put a link or no?
I can put a link.
Okay,
But
I
for
wrote it
people
down
who
here.
don't go to blogs, there you go. You just heard it.
All right. So,
TV shows and videos in production now, like film in production now.
you said you read something.
I heard from a friend who knows somebody with ABC or CBS or someplace like that, that yes, they do have some shows going into production again, and they're needing to take the extra enormous step of literally quarantining all of the cast and crew.
Right.
Like,
You mentioned
I'm
that
like,
to me.
oh my God, how much more does that increase the cost of production? Anyway, but yes, I have to say one of the very heartwarming things about TV shows and movies and stuff for me is knowing all of the teamwork that it takes in order to make it happen.
Yeah.
And Siena always teases me.
Well, no.
Because ever since we first met, I have a tiny little bit of experience with live theater.
See, I don't
And I
think
would
people
always
know
say-
that you were an actor. I don't think people know that. And
Now
I think
they
they
do.
would be surprised. Or maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
But anyways, when we first met, and I would say probably enough times for Siena to start making fun of me about how I always remark how, isn't it so great? Isn't it so beautiful and nice how everybody needs to work together, like all of the techies in the back, and everybody needs to work together to make this happen. It's just so beautiful. And so every time I bring that up,
I know.
kinda
It's
teases
kind
me
of funny
a
to
little.
me.
but seriously, that is part of the spiritual experience that I have when appreciating art in that form.
And isn't that, I mean, I know what you're saying. That's kind of everything, right?
But I think it's different when it comes to the visual stuff, because you know why? Because it needs to happen
Every night.
synchronously.
Spontaneously.
Well, no, not spontaneously, but it literally happens in real time. Like, it's not like, well, I finish my part and then I email it to you and then you do your part whenever it's convenient for you. Like when it's live theater or shooting a scene, it's like it's in real time, all in the same place, and everybody needs to do the dance together.
Yes. And in fact,
So
on
that's why I
that
love
note, I did not have this on my list of shows.
Okay.
But I should actually Google it. Anyways, on Netflix, there is I'm like, for whatever reason, I love ballet documentaries. I don't know why. I love it. Tyler Peck, who is an amazing ballerina. She was one of the first women who was asked to choreograph this whole entire ballet, modern ballet, incorporating other types of modern dances into a full-scale ballet program. And it was just an amazing documentary. And that firsthand is kind of like what you're saying, what everyone needs to do to show up for that show. And all the hard work from just showing up to the first rehearsal all the way to performance night, all the way to the following performances and every night thereafter, and then the bond that creates. And I think even we got a glimpse of that when we went down the rabbit hole of looking up Hamilton actors. How we're like, oh, look, they're really look at they seem to have such a good relationship, and when we're looking at all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep. It's beautiful.
Anyways,
I love it.
Yes.
And I think why I love it too is they're not working together necessarily or the purpose of working together is to create something for the sake of beauty.
Yes.
That's what I love.
Absolutely.
It's beauty and connection, a sense of just a human connection through storytelling.
The documentary is called Ballet Now. And it's actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't Netflix. It's actually a Hulu original documentary. Ballet Now, for anyone who wants to check that out. It was so good. So good. Okay,
let's finally
15 minutes in.
I know.
Okay, well, you know what? We can just rattle it off. It's fine, right? It's fine.
Okay.
Can't we? Why don't you share just quickly, what was that movie we saw recently on HBO? It was really good.
Midway?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh.
You didn't think it was good?
I didn't think it was good. I appreciated the history and learning about the history. And I appreciated the epic scale and the beauty of the scenes that they created. But
I thought that was amazing.
But I had a hard time feeling the emotion of the story so much. I felt like the emotion...
It was a lot of blasts and like a lot of...
the emotion that was generated for me was more from my own appreciation for history, I would say. Less so the actual characters. But anyway,
Midway.
It was still... I was attracted to watching that because we're in the middle of World War III now, I would say. I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, I was like, okay, here we go. But I was just stepping back.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel handcuffed in a way because that is, to me, that's the most important thing. And here we are talking about movies, but there is a tie-in and...
Take off those handcuffs. Go ahead.
Anybody who's out there who cares about democracy, you know who you are. I'm standing in solidarity with you. We are standing in solidarity with you. And we just hope this little old podcast, if you're listening to it, just helps you feel a sense of connection and beauty and human empathy being a worthwhile thing, because that's why we're talking about TV shows and movies, because it really is about fostering and appreciating empathy. Okay, moving on to the next TV show or movie.
All right. Okay. Okay, so I will say that, you know how, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I've had shows and series recommended to me and I put it in my little like notes on my iPhone, and sometimes I'm like, I'll look at how many seasons and I'm like, 7 seasons, I can't do it, I can't commit to that, that's too much. I'm not even gonna get hooked, so I'm not watching that. During this COVID time, I have revisited a few of those series, and I gotta say, everyone has been right on, okay, hold on people, Downton Abbey. Now, before any eyes roll, whatever it might be, yes, I'm so late to any of you who are Downton Abbey fans, and maybe there are none of you who are Downton Abbey fans, but come on, there couldn't be a more wholesome show that still has enough, drops of drama here and there. Beautiful story of relationships and love. I mean, a lot of stories are about that. So beautiful. I absolutely loved it. I have watched every season and loved it so much. So Downton Abbey, if you have been sort of on the fence about, I can't lose my life to that many seasons, I'd say go for it. Do it.
And what would you say it's good for? It's good for, like, wholesome.
It's good for wholesome. It's good if you love being immersed in another time.
Okay, the historical
fiction
like
thing. Early 1900s. And you love looking at the beauty of like the architecture during that time, the dress during that time, the customs and traditions. It really transports you to a different period. So if you like that, I say yes. Go.
And if you binge it, you may also find yourself talking in a fake English accent. Because that's what happened here.
Anyways, so that's one. And I will say that right now, what I am watching, that was also a show that had been recommended, but I'm like, can't do those seasons. Cannot do 8 seasons. I think it's 7. Might be 7 seasons. Is Homeland with Claire Danes. I'm like, I'm not gonna. I have even started it for like just 1 minute, 2 minutes, and I'm like, I can't. What am I doing?
Didn't you do that with Downton Abbey? You like
I
watched
did.
the first
I
half
did.
of the first episode, and you're
and
like,
the
no.
the little dot, you know, like where you left off. It's like it's still there because I had started. But it's that thing, that pull in me that's like, you can't give your life away. Like, it's look how many seasons, because I know myself, right? Homeland, fantastic. If you love thrillers, and this is, well, no, I guess this is a murdery one too in ways, but
This is not wholesome.
so this is not wholesome. Not wholesome. So we're giving you a little bit of everything, right? So if you don't want wholesome and you're like, Downton Abbey, that's so silly, and you need the adrenaline and all of that, then watch Homeland. So good. So good. I will say seasons 1 and 2, absolutely riveting. You will not even like, you'll want to go to the next one, the next episode. Season 3, kind of, you know, you're kind of going, am I going to hang in here? I don't know if I'm going to hang in here, but then you're going to hang in. Okay. You will hang in.
Keep with it.
Yeah. I am on currently.
Persevere.
I'm currently on season 4. I gotta say, I'm a little bit unsure if I will completely hang on.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know, but definitely worth. So what I'm saying is, you may not need to lose your life to the full 7 seasons. You really may not, but definitely worth season 1, 2, and 3.
Your life
Definitely,
is in your hands.
definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll say that. Anything you want to offer with any of the shows? Hamilton.
No, but I do think
Hamilton.
that. Oh, Hamilton.
Hamilton. Oh my gosh.
We finally got to see Hamilton because it's on Disney Plus.
You cannot watch this show. Okay, but people can't binge it. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can watch the whole thing.
You could.
I mean,
But you just need to be prepared to have your ears and your brain engaged so that you can
Yes.
keep up with all of the words
The
that come
lyrics.
at you
Yeah.
really fast
yeah, yeah.
and appreciate
It was-
the beautiful
yeah, it
part
was
of the beautiful
fantastic.
history of our amazing democratic republic.
Yeah.
God bless America. God
was-
protect us. Long live the Union.
It was fantastic, and these people in it, they're just so talented.
Yeah.
It's just stunning. Some of these voices. Oh my God.
My favorite parts were when they had the whole chorus, the people dressed in like white or off-white or whatever, and
Yeah.
the lights are shining on them and they're moving in slow motion to
Oh, yeah.
create
That's
these
so
special
amazing.
effects types of
Or like a rewinding
scenes.
when they rewinding and going back in
I
time.
love that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. The only thing I wish is that the director or whoever makes these decisions has shown us the entire stage more often. Because I felt
Right.
like I was missing the full effect of what did that look like? You know,
So
you're just
much
seeing part
so.
of the stage.
Yeah,
But
so much so.
oh, yeah, really, really great.
Okay, another show to watch, whether you are a lesbian or not, is
Okay.
A Secret Love. Is a documentary about a lesbian couple who are in their old age now and facing what that comes with. You know, one of them might need to go to a care home, but you get to really see what it was like for them way back in the 50s.
Wow. Man.
And they bring you all the way up to the present day. Beautiful, beautiful love story. You will cry. So A Secret Love on Netflix. One of the women in that couple actually played in, she was one of the professional
All-American Girls Baseball League or
Yes.
something.
Yes. So she had her own baseball card. And even as an older woman, she would keep her baseball cards from the past in her purse. And she just really delighted in sharing that story to people she would meet, and she would sign the cards and give them
Amazing.
Yeah. Really.
So cool.
But it's such a beautiful story. And if you are LGBTQ, you will have, I believe, a special appreciation for the people that have come before us, paving the way.
Yeah.
And if you are an older LGBTQ person, then you will probably identify with a lot of what their story is. Are you going to cry? Toast. Oh no. Are you going to cry?
I already started
I
crying.
know. Okay.
On that note,
Yes.
I heard somewhere, I saw I saw it on Twitter, that I think it's Amazon is going to be carrying or whatever, producing a TV series about A League of Their Own. It's basically A League of Their
that's
Own
right.
TV show.
Yes.
So
yes.
that'll be interesting.
That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look at our time here. Okay. So I'm just going to rattle off a few things.
Okay.
Okay. HBO, a series called The Outsider. Fantastic if you like scary.
This is like a Stranger Things kind of like a sci-fi
It's a little bit of a little bit, just
/
a little bit.
scary.
Supernatural-ish.
Supernatural-ish
It's about a
type of thing.
changeling. It's about a changeling. I don't think is that a spoiler?
Oh, well, too late.
Okay. Sorry. The old school Penny Dreadful, that series. Totally weird, scary, everything, all of the above.
Halloween-y
It's
type.
a period.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's just
All
crazy. All of these lean darker. Sorry, it's just
Here it is.
kind of scary and
We're in a
great.
pandemic.
But you might want to watch, again, a series, Ozark on Netflix, The Fall, Netflix, Mindhunter. So good. All of these so good. Thrillers, scary. It's totally just might be too much for
If
some
you want
people.
more anxiety in your life.
Yes, which we will be talking about anxiety next week. And I will say, we did a podcast covering a moment of the haunting of Hill House. Very excited to share that September 30th is the premiere of Haunting of Bly Manor.
Oh, so it's like
Part of
the
the
next
series.
thing in the series. Okay.
It's the
kind of
next
like American
house.
Horror Story where they do another.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So excited for that. And then very quickly, if you just don't want any of that scary stuff and you're more like Downton Abbey-ish, watch The Bears on Disney.
Oh, whoa. That's like a whiplash
Okay.
turn.
It
Okay,
follows-
that's the next.
Disney created this film following a family of bears for 1 year.
Actual bears.
Actual
They're
bears.
brown bears, right?
Brown bears, so cute, and it's amazing. It's amazing footage. If you love animals, you're gonna love it. And what I will also say is, when it comes time for the credits, don't just turn it off and go, "Oh, that was cute." Keep watching, because within the credits, they show you the film crew and how they actually filmed this amazing show.
Talk
you're
about a
gonna love
specialized
that.
skill set.
Yes.
Right? To be like, you have to be good in the outdoors, good with wild, dangerous animals, and good
Yeah.
with spontaneous filmmaking. Amazing.
I will say, though, that if, normally I don't like when other animals are attacked, and I still didn't like that. So you will see animals being attacked, just like naturally, like with nature, right? Bears will eat salmon, so you'll see them eating live fish and things and fighting each other. But it doesn't get too crazy where you're, where you can't.
It's not gory. Like some of the nature
not gonna
films, a lot of the nature
show-
films, it's like they show the grandeur of nature and wild animals, and then they show this,
I know.
cheetah just completely mauling a
I know.
zebra or whatever it is, and it's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
circle of life.
But watch it, and you might, in the beginning, you might think, "Oh my god, the narrator, it's so silly." But no, it's great. The narrator makes it all
the
come
voiceover
together
work is that
for
good, you
you.
thought,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Okay.
it's great. Okay, and then if a little cute bear kind of stories just doesn't do it for you, and you need like crazy thriller bear, then watch The Revenant.
If you need larger than life CGI bear, gory action. The Revenant.
Leonardo DiCaprio won Best Actor for The Revenant. I never saw it. I refused to watch it because I was too scared to watch those parts. I actually saw it, didn't watch certain parts of it, but the story is actually incredible and beautiful, and it's so much deeper than what you might think The Revenant is about. Love, Simon, if you want something light and gay and friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you to listener Chris.
Yes, for recommending that.
Encouraging us and not giving up on us because we took a long time to actually watch Love, Simon.
Very sweet,
where did we see this?
Sweet movie.
Netflix or...
I think it's on several platforms now because it's been out for a while.
It's called Love, Simon.
And
It
Netflix.
totally reminded us of one of those 80s teeny bopper films.
It's very sweet.
Coming of age. Yeah.
Intense. Last one I'll say is Intense. I guess this is pretty like lopsided to more like intense shows, right?
Okay.
Clemency.
All right.
Clemency. Yeah.
Well, I know we made a joke about, if you need more anxiety during a global pandemic and the destruction of democracy, then here are some shows. But in all seriousness, I do think one of the functions of these kinds of darker forms of art and TV and movies and stuff is to help give us a quote-unquote safe place to process these feelings of fear and anxiety and stress and all of that. So,
all right, that's it. Sorry, we thought we would be doing a shorter podcast.
We can't seem to shut up.
We have to practice. Okay. All right. Until next time, this is Siena.
And this is Toast. As always, encouraging you to live your love story.
Why can't we shut up? I don't